Hey, what's up guys? We are back at again with the E-barb Rush Challenge. So we're going to be able to complete this quite easily, hopefully today, with the best decks for the challenge. So with my extreme experimentation, when I was going through all these different decks for the past hour, as soon as the event came out, I came across these two decks as the top contenders. So number one, I think Balloon Freeze is incredible when you drop it at the right point. Don't drop it at the very start of the match. But the reason why Balloon is great is because Elite Barbarians are on the ground and then they can't shoot up. So Balloon goes through and then they're like, wait, Elite Barbarians don't do anything. Meanwhile, the E-barbs are going to get distracted by the Bowler, the Skeletons, and the Tombstone, and the Skeleton Dragons, and then also the Fly Machine are going to be able to rain in the pain from the skies. The opponent will not be able to finish those off. Especially since the Fly Machine has really long range, it's fantastic at finishing off units like Electro Dragons or Inferno Dragons. Meanwhile, their Inferno Dragons and Electro Dragons are going to get distracted by the Perpetual Swarm of Skeletons from the Tombstone. Just a really good synergy. So Rage, obviously, Lumberjack isn't going to be able to break through that well because it's just going to get body blocked by the opponent's Elite Barbarians. Obviously, it can work. It's just not as reliable. I feel like it's a waste to run that extra 2 elixir for the Lumberjack in this event. So that's why we're running Rage here. Also, the exact same deck again with Graveyard. So you can pick between, do I want to get on top of towers with the Graveyard, or do I want to get a lot of value utilizing the Balloon and waiting for my opportunity to go through? Either of these are pretty passive until you find the right opportunity. Also, the Freeze is a really, really good spell in this challenge because when Elite Barbarians rush at the opponent and they drop a Bowler and you freeze the Bowler, not only are you going to get the Freeze with the Balloon, not only are you going to get the Freeze with the Graveyard, but you're going to get it with the E-barbs too. So the E-barbs that are getting like raged up and frozen, it's funny. It's a really great challenge. So throughout the entirety of this, obviously, we're going to try to collect all of these. We ended up winning, I think, a ton of games in a row last time. I think we won all 14 games in a row in the last challenge, and then also the last 2 games that we played afterwards. So maybe we can get a clean 14 piece again. That's what my goal is today. And at the end, we're going to be able to go through the shop and then go and buy the new Archer Queen emote and a whole bunch of season tokens and get some new banners along the way. We already have, ooh, wow, I guess we can unlock 2 banners already. But yeah, I'm hyped up. I'm ready, and hopefully you guys are as well. No BS, just good games and good vibes and good people here. Let's get it. All right, so jumping into the action, you guys already see the deal. Our opponent's going to go for the no spam strategy at the start, unfortunately. It feels really ridiculous having Elite Barbarians spawn in the back. Out of all the spawn challenges, one of my favorite things is Elite Barbarians, just because they're fast-paced and they hit hard, so it makes the game move a little bit faster. Also, if you're not running a Bowler, no matter what deck you're playing, then I think you're doing the challenge wrong. Like, Bowler has to be in every single deck. When I've played this deck at, like, at my skill level at 7,500, whatever trophies, everyone that I play is going to be around the same skill level as me in the event tab because it matches based off of skill or the amount of wins that you have or something like that. So everyone that I've been playing against all has Bowler, so I don't see a universe where Bowler would not be in a deck. It just wouldn't make sense to not have that thing in your deck. So we're going to go in for a Graveyard right now, and we're going to go in for a Freeze. You guys also let me know, what do you think is the best win condition for this challenge? Do you guys like Graveyard Freeze? Do you like ended up running something else? Let me know. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. Anyway, we're able to go in for Skeletons here. The Fly Machine is going to be able to get everything sorted out, and obviously we deliver a finishing blow to the Archer Queen. So if you guys are wondering, why am I not running champions in this game mode? You could run Archer Queen, but I just think that Fly Machine is simply superior, so I'm just electing to do that. You can run Archer Queen, you can run a lot of different champions. It's fun to say that, the overpowered thing about champions is, like, they work really well in regular game modes, but they're not always the best card in every single situation. It's not like you always prefer champions, especially in these special game modes as well. I think evolutions, there's going to be no universe where you wouldn't prefer them. Like, you will always want them in your deck, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but personally for me, I think this update is going to be a banger from the evolution standpoint. That type of content is going to be incredible. And I just want it to be balanced a little bit more, so it's like the same OP-ness as a champion, where like you end up having in your deck 90% of the time, but there's that 10% chance that you have to think about using it, instead of like the evolutions where it's just like always going to be OP, right? At least that's one thing that I'm hoping for. Also, the thing that B-Rad talked about as well, 100% agree with him. I think he's really respectful on how he communicated that in his YouTube video. So he's just a great guy. And also, I didn't know how he's going to communicate it, but that was like the most respectful way of doing it. And that's just how people should be communicating their opinions. So that's how you get change done, instead of just saying, I hate you, or like, that's not how things should be. The way that he said it was like, I care about the game. And then he talked about the reason why. It was really good. because a lot of times when I see hate on Twitter and stuff, I just want to say this really quickly before I jump into the rest of the challenge. Whenever you guys have a problem with something, be nice to the people that you're communicating it to. Otherwise, people are never really going to be perceptive to it. And also, everyone, they're trying their hardest. Everyone's trying their hardest at all points in time. So never, never, never say, like, hate towards people. Talk about things in a constructive manner where people can improve things. That's how it should be. Because then, you know, people will listen to you. Anyway, let's keep going. You should do a Clash Royale tournament for charity. I was thinking about that, man. I was thinking about that. So one of the big things for me is mental health and physical health and a lot of things with like just healthcare in general. Lots of people just don't have the money to take care of like the things that they need to, at least in the US, just because healthcare is so darn expensive. It's one of those things that I definitely do want to make more of an impact on, whether it's myself donating or doing charity streams with that. That is one thing that I do want to start doing. So yeah, man, thanks for the comment and thanks for the suggestion. I 100% agree with you there. You're deaf goated. Love learning from you, says ProFast Guy. Hey, let's go, brother. Have you played Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh yeah. I was a Omega Yu-Gi-Oh nerd growing up, man. Yu-Gi-Oh was the card game that I played, and I even did tournaments with it live. So had any clue of how nerdy that is on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 9. Very fun though. I grew up with it. One of the people I was around when I was a kid just loved it, and then I got into it. So yeah, let's keep going. I just finished watching your previous video. Thanks for the vibes, man, and hopefully you enjoyed the vid. All right, so we're gonna go for a freeze here, so then the skeletons get to overwhelm the Ram Rider. If the Ram Rider dies, then we're in a pretty good spot. Generally, whenever you play against people that spam a lot of ground cards, well, they're gonna get annihilated by Bowler. So sometimes when you play these challenges and you're playing against like the first few people in the challenge that you're playing against, they don't necessarily understand the concept of the challenge. And if they don't get it, sometimes your flying machine and your skeleton dragons won't perform that well because, like, look at this guy. He's going to end up having, like, the witch and the wizard. Those cards counter my fly machine, and they do counter my skeleton dragons if they get on top of it. However, the thing is, he doesn't understand that Bowler counters all of his cards. So I'm going to look at this, I'm going to be like, okay, his deck is really bad, so all we want to do is just go in for Bowlers and take advantage of his flaw in his deck. That's how we're going to play it, mostly. So don't just arbitrarily spam cards that are in our deck. You want to take advantage of the cards that are stronger in the deck based off of what the opponent's doing. If you understood the concept of like, oh, I need to run Bowlers, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be spamming a lot of air cards. But since he's dropping a lot of ground cards, then we just do the simple thing of bully, and then we bowl him, you know, and then we bowl those strikes and take the W. That's kind of how we work. Also, you can go for rage with Elite Barbarians and the Skeletons. It's definitely better with the balloon because it rages up the balloon, and the balloon getting extra hits is pretty nice. The good thing about the Skeletons in the graveyard, I'm sure you guys saw this in the first game, it's a bit easier to pilot because it was able to kill the Archer Queen. Whereas if I ballooned into the Archer Queen, sure, we would be able to take the tower. There's no doubt with Balloon Freeze, we take tower. But the negative of that is you don't kill the Archer Queen. The Graveyard Skeletons were able to kill the Archer Queen, or at least put it in the vicinity that I didn't have to care about it. So if I were to say the easier two versions of this deck with the Balloon and the Graveyard Freeze, I think Graveyard Freeze is definitely the easiest one to play. And it can beat Poison as well, so it's a vibe. Yo, someone donated? I'm so bad. I'm like literally the worst streamer ever, so thank you. I asked you to do the gritty last stream. Will you do it now? Okay, let's... What is the gritty? You said it was... How do I do it? How to do? Alright, so... I have to do something with my feet. I have to do something with my feet right now. Maybe I'll do it on my second YouTube channel, all right? I don't want to mess around with it right now because I thought it was just something I could do with my hands like a dab and I was going to do it. But it's like an actual dance, bro. I can't do that right now. But yeah, thank you. I will do it on my second channel. I told you that I would do it. I will do the gritty for you. I will not do it right now, though. Don't want to figure it out. Don't do the gritty. No, I told him I would. I have to do it. I'm not gonna lie to him, you know. If it wasn't offensive, I'll do it. All right, Jake, about to, dude. As long as this, please don't, dude. One of the things about me is I don't really have embarrassment. I don't really have that much embarrassment, which is a good and bad thing. At the same time, like, it's bad because I'll pretty much do most things. The only thing that's bad about The only thing that's good about it is like I don't get really embarrassed by doing that stuff, right? Like I don't get embarrassed by screaming about a mobile game, right? The bad thing is if you're related to me or near me and I do stupid stuff, like, you know, I get way too excited about eating good food, for instance. Like in Helsinki, if you ask Morton and those guys, they'll be like, this idiot was smiling the entire time he got food. You know, he was eating food and he was smiling. He's like, wow. Like he's just because he was eating different types of food that he hasn't had before. It was like that simplistic thing made me happy. And everyone's just like looking at me and being like, what's wrong with this guy type of thing. So I was just so happy. But yeah, that was one of those things that I don't really have any shame. I don't really hide that, you know. Most people would try to hide their emotions being like, yeah, you know, probably shouldn't be so excited about eating food. But that's what I'm like. I don't know. So same thing with the dances and stuff. There's no doubt that I will pretty much do whatever. I think most content creators are the same way, right? If we say that we're going to do stuff, we'll end up doing it. So that'll be kind of fun. You cut your hair? No, I didn't cut my hair. I did not cut my hair, man. It's cool that you think so, though. But I did not cut my hair. A lot of times people are like, yo, you got a new haircut. Like, it didn't happen. Anyway, this guy's going to end up having E-barbs and Princess rolling at us on the right-hand side. Not scary. We just wait for our opponent to make mess-ups. We're not even going for graveyards. One of the biggest issues with this type of deck is if you go in for graveyards at the wrong point. Because, obviously, even though the graveyard does do damage, you're going to have to deal with a counter push of your opponent's crap, and I don't want to deal with that. So, the main reason that we are being successful in this matchup is just stacking up fly machines, and eventually we're going to overwhelm our opponent. And notice how he's got poison, but now he doesn't have it in cycle anymore, so now we can go in for our graveyard and feel great about ourselves. And we can freeze, and then we can go for a rage, and I think we win the game. Yeah, it's just really simple, really easy stuff. Really not too much to talk about. It's just a dominant W. If you guys play this deck correctly, you'll win the challenge very easily. I always try to experiment with a lot of these different decks, and I sometimes even talk to my pro player friends about like what works and what doesn't. Oh, I thought that was an Electro Giant for a second. I did the wrong pull. But yeah, I think if you guys copy my strategies and my ideas on these videos for each challenge, I'll always be able to help you guys out, and it's just super simple. Like, if you don't bypass Royale, you should be able to complete these challenges 12-0 if you guys use my tips and tricks. I just realized how clean Jake's cut is. Dang, man. Thank you, dude. I think my hair is actually slightly messy, but I appreciate that, man. Well, evolutions break the game. I think evolutions as in their current form are definitely not good for the game from the standpoint of balance. I think they're extremely fun, and I think they can balance them. So I think overall, evolutions are going to be a net positive for the game. If there's anything to be complaining about or be worried about, it would be level 15. Thoughts on B-Rad's video? I already said that, so you can go rewind to the very start. I don't want to like repeat myself like a tape recorder today. So yeah, you can check that out. And I even commented on his video if you want to check that out as well. Anyway, do you have a deck when you're tilted on ladder? Yeah, I actually do. I have a deck that I play when I'm tilted on ladder. I will post that in the chat right now. I assume I'm going to win this game, so I will just do that as I play. So we have the ultimate challenge of multitasking. I have a video on my favorite deck to play when I'm tilted and how to win more games in Clash Royale when you guys are losing a lot. So I'm going to go and post that and spam that in the chat. Hopefully you guys like that. And it will also be in the pinned comment as well if you guys want to check that out. That is the deck that I would play whenever I'm tilted, whenever I lose a lot of games. That's the thing I play, and then I just win all my games afterwards. So it's really simple and easy to play, and it gets a lot of good matchups, and it gives you fast wins when your opponents make mistakes. That's the deck that I would recommend everyone to upgrade and play, and it doesn't even have any champions, which is the best thing about it. I have every card maxed out in Clash Royale, and I still play that deck whenever I'm tilted. That is what I do. Kind of cool, right? You would expect me to be playing some like super hyper pay to win strategy, but in reality, with every card maxed out, every champion at level 14, that is still the deck that I choose to play. All right, so we're gonna go bowler here. He went for his poison on top of the fly machine, and now he's going arrows, and now he just doesn't have much elixir anymore. So looking pretty good for us, looking pretty spicy. I think I'm gonna go for a freeze. Did I hit all the E-barbs? I did. We can go in for skeletons on top of the bowler. And then I think that our bowler is going to lock onto the tower. Notice how his bowler was distracted by simple skeletons. That's a huge positive elixir trade for us. I'm going to go for a fly machine and try to snipe his fly machine because that's a huge win. The bowler's locking onto the tower. The fly machine is not looking like it's going to win against the Phoenix, but it's all good. It's not like it matters all that much. The main thing for us is just to drop the bowler in the correct spot. So then the Electro Dragon is going to hopefully not hit it and hit the tower at the same time. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, we're going to go for a Rage. Okay, we're going to have to go Skeletons here. Unfortunately, our E-barbs are not going to win that interaction as much as we wanted, but it's still okay. We go for a Tombstone and a Graveyard and then a Freeze. Reason why we're playing so aggressive right now is because I think we were able to hit all the E-barbs, right? Were we not able to? Yeah, we were. Okay, cool. And then our E-barb blocks on a tower, and then we win the game. So just to show you guys, like, right now we're playing against someone with a poison deck, right? Poison, Fly Machine, Mega Minion, or not Mega Minion, Phoenix, Mega Minion on steroids. And we're still slapping them. So just something to keep in mind. Like, if you play this deck correctly, even if you match into poison, you will win. I know that the number one thing that I'm going to get in the comment section is, Jake, you can't beat Graveyard plus Poison. You can't beat Poison decks. You can't beat decks with Fly Machine counters, like maybe a Phoenix or a Mega Minion. And in reality, you can win those matchups. You just have to play like I did, and that's possible for anyone. Just play defensive, wait for your opportunities. You'll win these games extremely easily. Even if Clash Royale comes up with some sort of counter deck, you don't even have to play that well. You just gotta like get counter push and then you win. Get counter push, they counter the counter. And this is such a good game for us to show because everyone's gonna be like, how do you beat Poison? You can't beat Poison, Jake. I can't tell you how often that I have those type of comments. I'm gonna be real with you guys. If you lose against Poison or if you lose against these type of decks and you're running this Graveyard Freeze deck, it's almost certainly gonna be a skill issue. It's not gonna be a deck issue. And that's the harsh reality of it. All right, let's keep jumping. Have you taken an IQ test yet? I don't think I have. What's the quickest way to earn gold as a free-to-play player? The best way to earn gold as a free-to-play player is doing Clan Wars, which is a complete chore. It's not fun to do, but that's the reality of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be like, yo, do Clan Wars. It's really fun. No, Clan Wars sucks. It's not fun, but it's one of the best ways of getting gold. Also, using all of your gems on classic challenges is a really good idea. And then in the seasonal shop, instead of buying cosmetic banners like me, because I'm fully maxed out, you would want to be using all of your cosmetics, all of your seasonal tokens on gold. That's the best way of... That is one of the best things that they did in the last update. They didn't do many good things in the last update, the one that was the past Royale one. But the one thing that they did not get enough credit for is they really, really ramped up progression for gold. Unfortunately, gold doesn't matter anymore for people that are trying to, like, level up their stuff that are not, like, level 4. If you're not trying to get, like, level 15... If you're trying to get level 15, gold doesn't matter anymore. So, levels 1 to 14, they've done a fantastic job at increasing progression. Clash Royale, the seasonal shop, those things are huge, huge wins for everyone that's trying to get level 14. For level 15, it's kind of a grind, and it's scary because, like, I have 5 million gold, but my 5 million gold does nothing. It's just sitting there, and it still will not do anything. That's one thing that I want to see a difference there. I want to see some value with my gold, if you guys feel me. Anyway, we go for a Fly Machine here, go for the Skeletons, and we'll see what's cooking. All right, this guy's the best teacher ever. Yo, I'm not really a teacher. I'm just a scrub playing a mobile game, and I'm telling you guys right now, this is not that difficult. You guys can all win this challenge, even if you don't have past Royale, if you just play my deck and you play it like you're getting counter pushed. Look, I have a bowler and I have a Fly Machine. I have a lot of stuff on the field. Now I can go in for a Graveyard because we're up a lot of elixir. It's not like I'm going to lose the tower on the left because I have enough elixir to defend that. And if I go in for a Graveyard and I have stuff counter pushing in the right-hand side, he defends the Graveyard and then he drops more units into my bowler. Stuff like that is really simple. It's not really things that you have to think about that much. And anyone here watching right now can do this. It's not like I'm being extremely, like, smart or anything. You guys give me way too much credit. That's another thing that you guys, like, not just you guys, but, like, everyone that watches YouTube channels, if you watch a YouTuber, a lot of times you're going to be giving them more credit than they deserve. And in reality, y'all can all do this. It's super simple. Why Graveyard instead of Balloon? I talked about this before, but if you watch the very first game that we played, I was able to kill the Archer Queen primarily because of the Graveyard, right? And it just is a bit easier to pilot. So if you guys are struggling, Freeze Balloon does not end up killing units. But Graveyard Freeze will be able to kill units. Like if our opponent drops Elite Barbarians and we freeze on the E-barbs, the Graveyard Skeletons will hit the tower and it'll also finish off the E-barbs, right? It can also finish off Archer Queens or other cards that the opponent drops to counter that. The Balloon just doesn't do that. All right. Would you be able to switch the Rage out for arrows instead? Possible to get rid of. And I don't like that as much. Personally, I would prefer Rage. So Rage plus Freeze is a really cool card combination too. It finishes off minions, for instance. All right, let's keep vibing. Do you drink? I actually do not drink at all, man. For health issues, for health reasons, I just don't. I think that, you know, I'm not like one of those people that's like never drink, whatever. Don't ever do that. For my own reasons, I don't and can't really drink. So that's one of those things. For, I don't know, my family drinks quite a bit. They have a lot of wines and stuff like that. Like my brother and sister like that. Actually, my brother is starting to, I think he's starting to become like, what is it called? Oh man, the word is slipping me. It's evading me. He's starting to become like a bartender. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, so he's starting to do that. Starting to mix drinks and stuff like that. Personally, I'm not into it that much. My girlfriend is though. Supercell doesn't give enough praise for making the common legendary books available in the relatively cheap in the season shop. Well, the issue with that is the books don't really do much for level 15. As I said before, they've done an amazing job with level 1 through 14, but level 15, the progression just is really slow. I think one of the things that they wanted to do, or one of the things that they think, is they think that the progression is something that's satisfying for people, like upgrading cards, right? They think that upgrading cards is a satisfying task. But for a lot of people that are maxed out, like me, a lot of us don't like it that much. Okay, this is a bad graveyard freeze, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, that was a really bad play on my end. I might lose this game. I need to focus up a little bit because he has a lot of stuff counter-pushing, and I didn't play this very well. I think I might lose. Man, this might be the first L. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any games today, so we're going to focus up and see if we can still win. Not looking good, guys. Not looking good. Really not looking good, actually. Alright, we have to do this. We need that bowler to die before it takes my tower. Oh, man. Yeah, usually I drop my bowler directly down the middle, but I wasn't able to do that there. I hope it doesn't hit my E-barbs in my tower. Okay, cool. Firecracker is a bit of a nuisance, but it's not the end of the world. You can still finish it off with the Skeleton Dragons. Firecracker does pretty well in this challenge. I personally prefer Fly Machine, but both of them work. Alright, so how are we going to win this? We need to get one good graveyard freeze, and then we can win the game. So I'm just going to try to stall until then, honestly. Wow, that was a perfect play. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was definitely the best freeze I could have hit. It kind of worked. That freeze hitting every single one of his units was definitely difficult. Like, that was not easy. Alright, so he's going to poison there. That's fine. He can go bowler. All I have to do is just somehow find a way to finish off his Firecracker without losing my game. Alright, we're going to do this. I think he realizes that he's in a good position, though. Which is not good for us. Obviously, it's a zero-sum game. Either you're in a position that's good, or your opponent is. Alright, he's going to poison on top of the Fly Machine and get damage. I think we're going to go Skeleton Dragons in the back. And then try to cycle back to another bowler, ideally. Not really in a good card cycle, though, as you guys can see. Like, I want to get bowler here, ideally. The Fly Machines are not killing what we want it to. Alright, we'd have to go for Skeleton Dragons here, and then to get Skeletons down, and then I guess we're okay, but we really need to find a way to snipe that Firecracker. Alright, we're going to go in for the graveyard now, since we finally do have an advantageous position, and we can go in for this. Maybe even rage it up, too. I'm going to poison, so I don't get what I want. Yeah, he played that really well. Alright, we need to get him to not have poison in cycle, which could be possible. I just don't know if it will happen. Let's just keep going graveyards and then try to get him in a bad card cycle. Ideally, that's what happens here. Hypothetically, let's just say we outcycle him. And we get one good card cycle. And we were able to go in for a graveyard freeze in the right. Maybe we can win the game. Because right now he shouldn't have poison. Oh, he's back to poison again. Dang. Yeah, we need to outcycle that. This guy just played a little bit better than me, and unfortunately with the Fly Machine and Firecracker, sorry, with the Phoenix and Firecracker, the anti-air responses were better against my Fly Machine than most of the other people. So this guy just played better than me, and I didn't play very well at the start, and it was a skill issue. GG. This is very winnable. Very, very winnable match. Did not play as well as our opponent. At the start, I just was like, I wasn't really fully focused, and then I lost the game afterward. I'm so nervous for you. How? Oh, don't be nervous for me. If you lose a game in Clash Royale, it's not life or death or anything, man. Just, you know, go on to the next game. That's what happens. This is my first loss that I've had in any of these challenges in the past, like, I don't know, 2 streams or so. So it's pretty cool. Besides tennis, Clash Royale, what is your favorite hobby? I actually really enjoyed skiing when I did earlier this year. Hopefully I can develop on that and have that become a bit of a bigger hobby. I also really enjoy working out, as you guys can probably see by my scrawny stature. Maybe we can improve on that as well. But yeah, it's one of those things that I do enjoy doing. I do enjoy working out quite a bit. I need to get back into it. I haven't necessarily had the time to do it. But yeah, it's really satisfying to see either your muscle mass increase or just like being able to look at yourself and be like, wow, I look better or I feel better. It's a really good feeling. All right, so we're going to go for a graveyard here because I think we're going to be able to snipe his executioner. I'm also going to go for rage on my E-barb so we can finish that off a little bit faster. And then maybe get some extra damage with E-barb in front of the tower as well. Nice. That's huge. This is likely going to be a win already. Even though the guy had Dark Goblin and Firecracker, you guys might be like, Firecracker's overpowered in this challenge. You can't possibly beat Firecracker. When I focus up and I find the right opportunities to go in for a graveyard, I'm not going to be losing that often in this challenge. Actually, I think that the last person that we played against was probably an Ultimate Champion player. And yeah, actually, he probably wouldn't have been able to beat me unless he was. So, well played to him. Definitely a very good player. All right, what do we do here? I mean, I can go in for a rage. A lot of different things that we have at our disposal. But yeah, sometimes people just get so stressed out when they lose a game. If you lose a game, don't really switch decks unless it was like completely issue with the deck. And even if it's a complete issue with the deck or whatever, like, which will very rarely happen, realize that, you know, then every deck has a weakness at some point, right? Like every deck will sometimes like have some situations, at least in regular gameplay, that you will lose. At like top 200 ladder or even top 1000 ladder, sometimes you'll lose based off matchups and stuff like that. That last game was not based off matchup. That was just the opponent playing better than me and me being stressed out, or not stressed out, but like not playing very well at the start, you know? If I played better at the start, I think I would have beaten him, which I did not, so it is what it is. All right, he's stacking up so many cards that are interesting. The benefit of running freeze or a big spell in this type of game mode is the fact that when there are more units on the map, you're going to be able to get more value. Spells are way better in double and triple elixir, and they're also better in this challenge when more E-barbs spawn as the game goes on longer. I'm sure you guys noticed that it starts off spawning 1 Elite Barbarian, and then it starts spawning more Elite Barbarians as the challenge progresses. So, just something to keep in mind. All right, we can go for a Skeleton Surround on top of the Firecracker and finish it off. Okay. Skeleton Dragons are still, like, pretty abysmal with their splash damage, but after the HP buff, and then also the spacing increase. So in the recent balance changes, their spacing got spread apart a little bit, which means that they're harder to kill with splash damage. And they also got like a 5.8 HP buff or something around that. I don't know, like a 5% HP buff, somewhere around there, higher than 5%. But it was around 5% HP buff. So now they stay alive a lot longer. They still died of Fireball, but yeah. LOL, working out without protein is very suboptimal, says Siobhan. Yeah, I mean, I eat protein, bro. I end up having a lot of, what is it called? Chicken breast? Yeah, chicken breast is typically what I'll end up having. Because it's like leaner. And it also tastes really good. The hardest part of working out is eating, says Graffiti One. Yeah. That's how it works, man. It's definitely not easy to, actually, I don't think it's just eating. I think one of the most difficult parts about the working out is like keeping yourself accountable or keeping yourself into it. So for instance, I stopped working out after I went to Finland and then I came back and I haven't worked out since. It's difficult to regain your footing when you have a routine and you fall out of the routine. I think that most people would agree with that's the most difficult thing. When you have a routine and then you lose the routine, it's extremely difficult to bounce back. That's the main thing, at least for me. I should put in Baby Dragon, no more Skeleton Dragons. I 100% disagree with you. And the reason is, if you're running Baby Dragon, it's not going to bait out the poison. Skeleton Dragons, they do a lot of damage per second. They do more damage per second than a Baby Dragon. And it also has poison bait synergy. So if you have Baby Dragon and you don't have Skeleton Dragons, you're not going to bait out the poison. And you have Graveyard, you've got Fly Machine, and then you also end up having the Skeleton Dragons, all for poison and Fireball bait. So then you're able to get a bit more value. That's the reason why this deck is going to be successful. All right, we're going to Tombstone here, and we might just win the game. So Maybe not, maybe so, but we'll have to wait and see. I think we win. Yeah, really easy. The guy had Firecracker and Poison again, and I focused up and I destroyed him. That's how this deck works, guys. You find your opportunity, you find your good counter push moment, you get good freeze value, and you win the game. You're not just freezing with, you know, your opponent's graveyard counters, right? You're also freezing with your E-barbs attacking your opponent's tower. So it's way more value than a standard graveyard freeze deck. Graveyard freeze is already super gimmicky in regular Clash Royale, but it got extra uber enhanced in this challenge. It is so much better, so much stronger, so much more toxic. Also, I love the fact that the bowler is able to hit the firecrackers and whatever else their opponent's running. I just don't see enough bowler in this challenge. A lot of the casual people that are playing this challenge are not running bowler, and they're wanting to lose games. That's what I've learned. Bowler is overpowered. People aren't playing it. It doesn't make sense. Royal Giant Evolution killed 3.0 Expo deck. I don't know, man. You haven't really even played the evolutions, bro. That's one of those things that everyone always has ideas about things until they play them. Develop your idea of what's going to happen when you actually see the card in action. And hopefully, one of the things I really want to see from Clash Royale is if the evolutions are extremely overpowered, I want to see immediate nerfs and I want to see changes pretty quickly. Because I don't want the game to be, you know, monopolized by evolutions in a certain fashion or certain form without any changes. That would be a really important thing for me as a content creator and as a viewer and just someone that loves Clash Royale. I want to make sure that they end up doing that. I want them to adjust the cards as quickly as they can to make sure that it's fine. Let's keep going. What can I substitute with Minion Horde in my Logbait deck? It depends on your deck, bro. You didn't even give me the rest of your cards. To be honest, taking a cold shower after a workout makes it way easier. Dude, taking cold showers is not necessarily easy for anyone to do. It's pretty painful. Like, people don't like that. Most people, I know some people are on that self-improvement grind at all points, but like, most people don't love that. Hey, Jake, I recently went through an emergency surgery. Your videos have helped me with my recovery. Thank you for your kind and amazing personality combined with your overall happiness in life. Dude, health issues, out of everything in life, those are the things that are some of the most difficult things to get through. And it's touching the fact that I can help you with that. And just like, whether you're recovering, sitting in bed or whatever, or just wanting a little bit more of good vibes around you and you're enjoying my videos, that's really touching for me, man. And that's one of the reasons that I do content creation, is like getting messages like that. So thank you so much. I really, I don't know. That's really touching to hear that. Loose cable? Oh no. Oh. Dude, you trolled me. I thought there was a black screen and then no one could watch what I was doing because there was a loose cable. Okay. Oh, it glitched out. Oh no, it's glitching out again. No. No. Hopefully it gets fixed. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to fix this. Oh, it fixed. Thank goodness. No! Stop it. Oh, I want this fixed really quick. Okay, it's back. Why is it playing with my feelings? Oh, I see what I'm doing. My foot is on the cable. 1 second. We're fine. I'm a bit of an idiot. I'm a little bit of an idiot. Not a huge idiot. Not a massive idiot. I would like to think I'm sometimes smart. My foot was on the cable and I just kept pressing it up and down. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm sorry. Yo, I was getting sentimental and a little bit emotional, and then that moment happened and it brought me out of it. Thank you, guys. But yeah, health things for me, one of the most important things in the world. Love you guys. Win this game first, then you can sort it out. Nah, dude, we multitask. We fix both things at once. No mediocre out here. Oh my gosh. Nah, bruv, you smart as AF? Nah, dude. You guys, you cannot call me smart with a straight face when I literally had my foot on the cable and was moving it back and forth. You know, like those type of dudes that are just jittery with their feet when they're like studying and stuff. Like, I guess that was me with the cable. I was just like moving my foot up and down, and I was just, yeah, I'm stupid. I'm genuinely just dumb sometimes. How could this possibly be happening? All things calculated? Yeah. All things are calculated. Can I substitute Minion Horde for... Stop asking me to substitute minion horde in your log bait deck when you don't give me the rest of the cards. I feel like that's gonna be a copy pasta in my chat. You guys are just gonna be like, what can I sub minion horde in my deck? And then you're never gonna give me your deck. For Trash or Treasure, everyone's gonna be like, what can I sub minion horde in my deck? And then I'm never gonna know. I'm never gonna know. Oh no, that's gonna be tragic because I want to help you guys, but I can't. All right. What other games do you play? I don't really play anything else besides Clash right now. It's kind of the only game that I really enjoy every day. New copy pasted just dropped. Yeah, guys, you just dropped a new album. The evolution is pretty sick. The card evolution will be directing the game more people to leave the game. LOL. I don't know about that one, Chief. I genuinely think that the card evolution will be good for the game when they balance it. I think introducing good mechanics to the game are... I don't know. A lot of people are creatures of habits, right? You guys might be like, wow, I kind of just love Clash Royale without champions. And you wouldn't be alone in that sentiment. But personally for me, and I think for B-Rad too, and other content creators, everyone likes the concept of evolutions, but they're probably not balanced the way they should be immediately. When they're actually balanced and integrated in the game correctly, hopefully eventually, that will be extremely good for the game because it adds a new layer of playing the game. We've been playing this same game for 7 years, and at least for me, I like having switch-ups. I like seeing new layers of strategy and gameplay, so I love it. I just think that they need to balance it correctly. You know, a lot of times people are, since they're creatures of habits, they aren't really wanting change immediately, right? So, for instance, a lot of you guys probably hated the concept of champions at the start, and then you warmed up to them after you realized that there's some outplay potential with the monk, and maybe like the archer queen. And it's not like extremely overpowered to the point that nothing else in the game can counter them, because like you can drop guards and counter archer queen. You can drop a Valkyrie and counter an archer queen, for instance. Skeleton King can still get countered by a Valkyrie. Like, obviously the Skeleton King will get more value than other cards in most situations, but they're not completely uncounterable type of thing, you know? So that's one of those things in Clash Royale where we started to learn how to counter them. The devs balanced them and made the cards worse as time went on. And I think that they're good for the game from a standpoint of adding a new layer of playing Clash Royale. Definitely different opinions there. I might be wrong. You guys might also be wrong from a standpoint of like, it's an opinion. So not everyone can have like, everyone can have them, and it's like not necessarily gonna be valid, right? So everyone has different likes and preferences in Clash Royale. But I think that the level 15 thing, the progression, that is objectively something that they need to look at a little bit more. There's no real opinion there. That's just, you know, it's a fact, right? It just takes too long. Anyway, getting back to business. What can we do here? We can go Skeleton Dragons. Maybe go in for Skeletons afterward. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. So we're at 700 HP on our tower. This is looking really bad. The fact that the guy's got Bowler and Tombstone with poison is actually making this a bit more problematic. With Firecracker too. I think this guy built a really good deck, but I haven't seen a win condition from him. It's like he's just kind of countering Graveyard. It was interesting because if I ran Poison, he would have lost. Or sorry, if I ran Balloon, he would have lost. Alright, we'll see what we can do though. We're going to go for a Rage here, and then maybe even Freeze because we need to. Yeah, I'm going to Freeze with the Graveyard. I think we might win though. Can we still cheese him? I think we cheesed him. Yes, please. Give me the cheese, bros. I think we actually cooked him. That's the cool thing about this deck. Even playing against good players that seemingly have the game on lock, all it takes is one good Graveyard Freeze. That's literally insane, right? So don't get too distraught. Don't get too down in the dumps. We were at 300 or 400 HP, and we bounced back. This guy had a huge counter to us because he ended up having a fast card cycle with Poison, and then also Firecracker to stack those up, and Bowler, and even like Mirror. Like this guy's deck doesn't even make sense from a standpoint of he doesn't have a win condition, and he's relying on Elite Barbarians to break through. I don't like his deck at all, but it does counter Graveyard Freeze. If you were able to build a deck to counter Graveyard Freeze, it would pretty much be this. And I guess the one thing that I would do to change his deck to make it counter me a little bit more, to stop Fly Machines, I would put in a Mega Minion, and then it would be 100% counter for him. If you put in Mega Minion or Phoenix instead of the Baby Dragon, then it would be super tough. Because this guy didn't have Tombstone. This guy did not have that bad of a matchup compared to this guy. Because he had tombstone, it was really, really tough. Because my E-barbs on both sides were not able to break through. So that was definitely difficult. So just to showcase what we were able to accomplish. Do you like nacho cheese? I don't really like cheese that much. I mean, I have it on pizza, man, but that's about it. All right, so take a gander at our tower. 400 HP, and we came away with the win. Look at this graveyard freeze. He had to poison on top of the fly machine and the skeleton dragons because he couldn't let them lock onto the tower. And then the E-barb locked onto the tower because we froze back his stuff, so then it wouldn't get in front of my E-barb. And then we did enough damage with the one skeleton, the freeze, and the rage, and we walked away with a win. That's such a satisfying comeback, right? You guys saw that, right? That was a vibe. SirTag, I've been suffering through depression, and your entertaining and helpful content combined with your amazing personalities helped me a lot. Love you, man. Dang, it's cool to hear that people like, I don't know, that just vibe with my content and also just have better days because of me. Thank you, man. I don't know. You guys don't get to see this. Like, you don't get to see me smiling after I read comments, right? You just get to see thanks for your comment in the comment section. But in reality, like, seriously, I think these streams, they're a great way of connecting with you guys. So I'm glad that, you know, we have this. Let's keep going. I'm playing Clash Royale. Thanks, brother. Keep up the great work. Yes, sir. Clash is a fun game. Hopefully they continue to add fresh content like evolutions as the game progresses, but does do it in a way where you don't have to pay a lot of money to access it or do all that stuff. That's my hope. That's my idea of what Clash Royale can be. Or maybe adding like skins for units and towers and all that other stuff, like cosmetic things that don't necessarily change the game, but they change the appearance of the game, and it would give you incentive to level up and upgrade your stuff, but you don't have to spend money for an unfair advantage type of thing. That would be really cool too. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep grinding. So I could graveyard here with one. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go in for skeletons and then fly machine. If you guys didn't know, the projectile of the range cards take time to travel, so it's generally a bit better for you to maximize your value by not overcommitting and dropping your fly machine like super far away, and then also not overspending as well. Just knowing that the fly machine is going to put in enough work generally. All right, we're gonna go skeleton dragons here. We're gonna freeze, and we're also gonna go for rage. That rage is awful. Did nothing. That was probably one of my worst plays I've done in a while. It's totally fine though. You live and you learn. We're at like a very limited amount of HP, but I think we can still make this happen. As I said before, the fly machine is a great card to kill bowlers, and that's the main card that we're gonna focus on today. If we can stack up fly machines, that's the way that we're gonna be planning on winning. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but that's the goal. I'm also going to go in for a freeze here, and then skeleton dragons directly on top of the electro dragon to finish that off. We can go in for a balloon. We can go and pull that with a tombstone, so not that big of a deal for me. Actually quite good. Maybe we can get him to arrows it. I'm going to go in for another fly machine here. He's going to have Inferno Dragon, which is actually a pretty bad card in this challenge. I would much prefer running a Phoenix or something along those lines. We're going to rage this just to guarantee... Oh, man. Not really locking onto where we wanted to. Alright, how are we going to make this happen? Because if we go in for a fly machine, we are able to snipe the Electro Dragon, and then the E-barbs will be able to put enough work, maybe. Yeah, we're going to have to go bowler on bowler. No, that still hit my tower. That sucks. Alright, we can go in for this. Pull back some of the E-barbs, and then go for Skeleton Dragons afterward. And then probably get a decent trade. Not going to freeze that, right? Should still lose the Electro Dragon, which is huge. Really bad for him to have that happen. One E-barb hit is not enough to take my tower, so that's kind of good. Go for a graveyard here since we have the bowler coming at him. Definitely going to freeze this as well so our fly machine and other stuff doesn't die. And then we can go for skeletons because Inferno Dragon locks onto the wrong thing. And we just stack up fly machines here. And I think I win. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is probably pretty good for us. Not what we were hoping for. I should have graveyarded with the freeze, I think. Might have left a lot on the table there. Alright, we're going to go for a fly machine, and then we're also going to go in for like a bowler and some other stuff. I guess we could just keep graveyard. Oh, I did so much damage to the right-hand side. Why am I just keep going in the left? What's wrong with me? Tombstone can pull that back, but I need a lot of damage here, guys. Looks like I lose. Unless? Oh my gosh, I'm still alive somehow. What is happening in these games, guys? Straight up, this is insane. These games are insane. I cannot believe I won that. The power of freeze cheese, baby. That's what's up. Let's go. I'm getting a little bit hyped up right now. This is early in the morning. I was just vibing and enjoying life. And now we're vibing on a different level. We'd be vibing on a different level out here. Sheesh. That's crazy. Guys, 2 huge comebacks. And it shows that our deck is better than... Yeah, it's better than Balloon Freeze. This has to be better than Balloon Freeze. Graveyard Freeze is simply superior. 2 wins away. Let's go. Let's get it. Occasionally, I miss playing without champions and want to play a champion banned ladder at some point and see how it affects the meta too. I would love that. I think it would be so cool if they had 2 different ladders. Like one at the top of Trophy Road and then one in ranked ladder. And then the one at Trophy Road alternates, right? And the one at Trophy Road, maybe it has no champions for a season. Maybe it has bans for a season. Maybe it's 2v2 ladder for a season. Maybe it's even Mega Draft ladder for a season. But you're always going to have the standard ranked ladder with, you know, the regular stuff, right? Like you're always going to end up having champions with regular Clash Royale, the way that everyone wants to play it, the way that everyone's accustomed to playing it in the ranked ladder as is. I would love for that to happen. All right. Also, I have an interview with Drew that I had in Finland. And that also breaks down a couple things that I don't think many people have really heard or talked about. So that will be coming out in the next few days. So that breaks down some of their plans and some of their things that they were thinking. So that will also shed some light on some things that hopefully come out in the game and are exciting. Anyway, I'm going to go in for a bowler. It's not that much, but like it was basically talking about one of their things. I asked about progression and free-to-play stuff, and they gave me an answer. So that was kind of cool. And it gave me something that made me a little bit more satisfied. At least for ranked players. Anyway, I don't know when that's going to come out. I have to have my editor edit that and stuff like that. It's not going to take long to edit because it's just an interview and it's not much editing, but I'm going to have like a screen in front of each thing. So then like the questions you can skip around and not waste time. So that's why it's going to take a little bit longer. This guy is spending a lot of elixir here. I just want to make sure that the dragons don't lock onto my fly machine, because if my fly machine stays alive, then he loses everything. Yeah, that sucks. It's so important to have air superiority, and that's what people have realized. The later you get in the challenge, everyone's just going to try to keep their dragons alive and their fly machines alive. And I think almost everyone's going to be running freeze or poison, or both. Try to cycle cheap cards like skeletons because it'll allow me to stack up more air cards. Let's go for a graveyard since he spent so much elixir here. I can also freeze here. And I think we're going to be okay. I can rage. Okay, he's going to poison. That's fine. So notice how much elixir he spent, and I spent a bunch less. So I can probably get a decent trade here afterwards. Yeah, like we got a lot of damage because he overcommitted. He dropped a bowler in the left-hand side, and I saw that, hey, if you're spending 5 elixir, I have 5 more elixir than you. So what am I going to do when you're at 0? I'm going to graveyard you, and I'm going to make you pay. So now he's cycling a mirrored up fly machine, and he barely has any elixir. So we're going to go in. He's going to poison. That's totally fine. I don't really care about that. We can rage. We can just do whatever we want. We can let the fly machine hit our tower as well, but I would prefer to drop bowler so then the fly machine doesn't get any damage. I can go stagger my fly machine off to the right, and then I can rage to finish off his Electro Dragon a little bit faster. Not exactly ideal, but we can go in for a freeze here on all of his air cards. Maybe get some... Oh, I missed the Electro Dragon. That's actually catastrophic. That's really bad. Got to do this. I don't know if I can defend this anymore, actually. This is looking really bad. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I knew something would happen. I just didn't know if it was going to be enough. I'm telling you right now, E-barb's graveyard freeze, so good. And when people stack up a lot of air cards, like they sometimes just don't have enough ground defenses, right? So the problem with his deck is he didn't have Tombstone plus Bowler. I think Tombstone plus Bowler, from what we've seen, is objectively the way to play this match. Or objectively the way to play these games. So cool. So yeah, he was going for the air superiority. Very good player. And it just wasn't enough. I think the guy that beat me was Ultimate Champion. What do you guys think? I bet you he was. Yeah, Ultimate Champion. Good player. He finished 4,000 in the world, and he's currently top 9,000 in the world. That one person I lost to was an Ultimate Champion player. That was the only one that we lost so far. Makes sense, right? Playing against someone that ranked 4,000 in the world, or 3,900 in the world, and then currently 9,000. Deck sucks. Nope, the deck is really good. I'm currently 11-1. The only game I lost was against an Ultimate Champion player that outplayed me. And yeah, I mean, if you ever say something sucks, or if you ever have like an opinion like that, your opinion's going to be wrong if it's proven to be incorrect by a variety of different games played, right? So if I can show, hey, I'm going to win the challenge at 12-1, only one loss, and I show how to play the deck, your opinion is just uneducated and just completely incorrect. And you just got to get better at the game, and that's okay. A lot of times people will end up having this situation where they can't ever mentally take a loss and be like, wow, I was the reason I lost. And that's a way that you're never going to improve in Clash Royale. And I see that everywhere. Heck, dude, I had that. When I was 18 years old and playing Clash Royale, every time I lost, it was because of hard counter, bro. Every time I lost was unfair BS. And if you have that mentality and you continue to grow up and you continue to play Clash Royale, that's okay because it's just a video game, right? It doesn't affect you. But if you have that mentality in life where nothing is ever your fault, then you're never going to... You're just never going to grow up, man. You're never going to be very mature, and it's going to affect you in different ways as well. So try to be realistic. Try to be honest with yourself, and trust me, life will get a lot better. I've been there. I've done that. BM if you win. I'm not going to BM someone. BMing is just emotes at the end of the day, but sometimes it just makes people upset, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to just spam laughing faces at someone and be disrespectful to make someone upset. Even if it gets me more engagement in videos or if you guys enjoy it, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. It's personally something that I don't enjoy doing. All right. E-barb's going to lock on a tower. That's a lot of damage. However, I will throw one caveat in. If someone BMs me or like thinks that they've won, it's pretty satisfying to win the game and then BM them back and just be like, haha, I got you, after they laugh at you the entire time. But if someone doesn't laugh at me the entire start of the match, I'm probably not going to laugh at them back, if that makes any sense. All right, we're going to go for a fly machine here, and then we should be able to snipe his quite nicely. And a fireball. It's interesting because the fireball kills my fly machine immediately. So this is definitely a more difficult situation than we had earlier. Because I can't kill his fly machine very easily. Rage here. That was perfect gameplay on our end. That was the only way we could have killed that. I'm super happy it worked. So the freeze into rage into making that happen was huge. And then the rail delivery is a bit obnoxious. It stops us from crossing the river and doing a lot of units at once. Still going to be okay, though, because I think... Oh, wait. Well, how is the firecracker not hitting anything? I'm just going to rage that to kill the firecracker. It's a lot of elixir, but we still got value out of the rage. Not the rage, the freeze, sorry. I was confusing the cards. I was like, that didn't make sense. We did not get value out of the rage. That's talking out of my butt, man. That's wrong. That's pretty funny. I was wondering, like, what did I just say? Sometimes that happens to me, you know? Sometimes I'll say, like, the wrong thing in videos, and I'll just be like, yeah, okay, we'll not, like, even if it's good gameplay, even if it's a fun game, I'll just cut it out, because I never want to say the wrong thing and give you guys an incorrect or an uninformed opinion. A lot of times people just say stupid stuff, and they proliferate that to their audience, and then everyone just, like, has this misinformed opinion, and I'm like, I'm not going to have that, you know? I'm not going to lie to y'all. So clean 12-1, very solid stuff. As you guys can see, the deck is really solid, objectively showcased, and awesome stuff. So we're going to go and try to win 2 more games here and collect the maximum season tokens. And then after that, after I win these next 2 games, we will spend our tokens and see what we can collect in the shop. So hopefully we can get a lot of good stuff. Also, guys, in the chat, give me some good vibes here. Any substitutions for Graveyard? Yes, you can run Balloon instead of Graveyard. You can run Balloon instead of Graveyard. You just have to be a lot more careful. You just have to be a lot more careful. All right, we're going to go and open up these banner boxes and see what happens. Oh, the kissable faces. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd want to kiss them. I know it's a play on words because the band Kiss and they have like the rock star faces. I get that. I understand that. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to kiss those goblins. I'm sorry, Clash Royale. That has to be an extremely rare one. Wait, do I only have extremely rare banners left? Guys, I had such bad luck that I never collected any of the extremely rare banners, and then they're all sitting there at the end. You guys let me know if that happened to you or not. It's extremely rare. Yes, it's extremely rare because I can only collect extremely rare banners at this point because I saved them until the very end. It was cool until I realized that it was the only thing I could collect. Oh, it's guaranteed. Yep, it's guaranteed because I had that bad of luck. That's pretty funny. All right, so let's just win 2 more games. Okay, so these people that we're going to be playing against are around the same skill level as me. They're going to be a lot better. Yep, so dropping Tombstone in the back, smart decision. It stops delete barbarians. Good play from our opponent. Also drop it in the middle. Doesn't really matter that much. Don't do what I did and not cycle anything, though. All right, we're going to freeze here so we can kill that and then keep our E-barb alive a little bit longer. We're forcing that tornado, so the freeze was worth it. If you think about it from an aggregate sense, our opponent drops a tornado, we drop a freeze. -1 trade for me, but we kill his Electro Dragon. So I feel like that was really good, you know? His tornado wasn't able to stop his Electro Dragon from dying. All right, we can go in for the fly machine on the left, and we'll see what else happens. Is this Sparky good in this? No, Sparky sucks in this game mode. It's just going to get destroyed by a whole bunch of air cards. And then also freeze and other stuff. The deck that I showcased is the best deck to play. That's probably how it should be, to be frank. Yeah, I agree. I think I should be playing against people same skill level as me in this type of challenger game mode. All right, we're going to go in for Skeleton Dragons, and then we're going to freeze, and then we're probably going to be able... Actually, I'm going to rage. I lied to y'all. All right, I'm just going to be raging out here. I want to get, like, some skeletons on top of the the Firecracker. I don't think that was good on my end at all. I think I massively messed up. Sure, I killed the Firecracker, but I spent so much elixir. Maybe I'll be able to save my own butt here. I don't know. We're going to go Skeleton Dragons, and he's going to poison. That's fine. I think we're okay. I think we're chilling. Not great, but it works. He overcommitted with the tornado. It didn't really do anything. Wow, 1 E-barb decided to save the day. Let's go. Those skeletons can just finish off the Firecracker. That's a W, but I guess not. Okay, do we rage this? Do we just go in for Skeleton Dragons? Is it going to hit the Firecracker? Nope. That just doesn't feel right sometimes, you know? It takes so much damage. We're going to go for Tombstones, so the Skeletons can get raged up to finish it off. Looking pretty bad. To be honest, this guy's deck is definitely not a bad decision. If you're running anything with Tombstone and Bowler, it's just really good. Hard for us to deal with. Smart player. Also, Tornado is... I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's, like, great. Firecracker is also a bit of a nuisance. You guys let me know if you guys use Firecracker in the challenge down below in the comment section. Pretty good deck. Pretty good card to run in this challenge. In my opinion. All right, we're going to Graveyard Freeze in the left with these 2 E-barbs. And we're also going to Fly Machine to try to bait out his poison on it. I bet you he poisons on the Fly Machine. So rage here. And we'll see what we can do. If we can just cook the Executioner, then we're vibing, but it doesn't die, so feels pretty bad. Okay, Fly Machine did a lot of damage. Okay, he's going all in. We're going to go all in as well, and we'll see who wins. Who wins with the all in? I think me. I think me, dude. Yeah, I get directly on the tower. So here's the difference. Someone doesn't get on the tower, and the other one does. Who's going to win the base race? Oh, yeah, so if you think that the other decks that have to break through are better than Graveyard Freeze, you're sadly mistaken. Just from that standpoint, that's objectively showing you guys, right? Someone at my skill level with Poison, Tornado, Firecracker, this guy is really good, right? Ultimate Champion, played that really well, seemingly has a pretty good matchup. It just doesn't work when you're trying to base race a Graveyard Freeze player. You use such disgusting decks and complain about Expos is game over. Hey, dude, a lot of people end up saying, like, you hate Expo or whatever. Here's my opinion, bro. I don't like Expo. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I respect all Expo players, and I've always said this. I think Expo takes a lot of skill, but playing a 6-minute match, no matter what I'm playing against in Clash Royale, those long minute, I think it's 5 minutes, but playing the full duration of the entire match and going to overtime every time, that's not fun for mobile gaming, bro. I love playing fast and fun-paced games, and I hate playing slow and methodical, long matches where my opponent's just dropping units on their side of the map. It's kind of like spawners. It's like, I don't like playing against spawners. I don't like playing against Expo. And if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to say. Hopefully you can... Most people most people that hear this take understand it, even if they play Expo. Like, for instance, SK, that guy that plays Expo and has a YouTube channel, he understands my take. He's like, yo, dude, I understand that you don't like it. I'm glad that you respect it. Aragon and all those guys understand, like, the fact that people don't like Expo, or, like, I don't like Expo. They understand my reasoning on that. And it's not like I'm attacking Expo and saying it doesn't take skill, because if I said that, that's incredibly disingenuous. Everyone that doesn't like a deck, sometimes they're just like, oh, the deck takes no skill. I hate losing to it. That's not what I'm saying. So, I don't really even complain about Expo that much. I just say I don't enjoy playing against it. And that's the truth of it, bro. All right, let's keep vibing. All right, there's always a lot of negativity and type of stuff like that. I try not to add to it. I also try to be realistic. Also, a lot of you guys don't know this, but I talk to the developers behind the scenes a lot. I communicate my concerns a lot. Much like B-Rad and Shane and all those guys, you don't get to see the things that go on behind the scenes, but a lot of us are in constant communication with our feelings and perceptions of the updates and state of the game and all that stuff. That's one of those things that we are always doing. Specifically me, I read comments, and I'm sure you guys can tell. I literally heart and comment and reply to you guys for around 2 hours every single day. And then your guys' feedback and the things that you say, I take that and I directly send that to the Supercell team. So I don't know if other people do that. I know I do. Yeah, that's one of the big things that I do for the community. And also our community, mostly, I guess. This is what I'm going to say. Not the community, our community. I guess it is a reflection of the entire community, but it's mostly our community. Because I don't really read other people's comment sections and stuff like that, obviously. All right, we're going to go in for skeletons here. We're going to go for a tombstone. I hope I can win this. It's Lava Hound deck, so it's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Lava Hound in this challenge yet. Inferno Dragon is a massive nuisance, though. We definitely do not want to be going the same side as him. That is one thing that I've realized. We're going to go E-barbs on the left-hand side and try to take tower. I think that's the strategy here. Because Lava Hound's not going to take my tower in time, so let's see if this works. He's saying thanks. He might have beat me. Tornado is a nuisance. Let's freeze, rage. Did this guy just thanks and lose? Thanks. I love that. I love that. That was pretty funny. The guy said thanks and thought he won. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. That was pretty funny. Oh, man. So, yeah, like, that's the only time I'll ever BM someone is if they deserve it, like, in this type of moment. So my tower was super low. Where was it? Let's relive that moment again in all its glory. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Instant karma. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed the stream and you guys enjoy me doing these type of edits, one of the main things to do is just liking the video. It supports me a lot, and it's a huge way of... Yeah, here's the thanks. See? He thought he won because my tower is at 900 HP. His tower is full health. Full health with an Inferno Dragon E-barbs coming at me. He thought the game was in the bag. And, yeah, I don't know. He fumbled the bag. That's all that happened. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to drop a like. It supports me for free. If you guys like me, that's the best way of doing that. And then also, yeah, that's a vibe. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully y'all end up having an amazing rest of your day. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Every single time that there's a new challenge, I will be covering the best deck to complete it. So just like this E-barb rush challenge, I showed how to win it, and I showed the best deck, and I showed how to play it. And the only game that I lost out of 15 games played, I lost one game. And a lot of the people that we played against were Ultimate Champion. The only person we lost to was Ultimate Champion, and I wasn't really focused. I was talking to you guys while I was playing. If you guys use this strategy that I created, you'll be dominating the challenge if you know how to play it in the slightest. I love you guys. Good luck in the challenge yourselves, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, and positivity. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you want me to communicate to the developers, as always, let me know in the comment section. I read every comment. I translate their feedback directly back, or I translate your feedback directly to them, and then we'll get responses. And a lot of times they make improvements and changes based off of your guys' suggestions. Examples of this, the Firecracker change, where the Firecracker was inconsistent. It did not get a hit sometimes, and sometimes it did get a hit on the tower. They changed it so now it consistently does get a hit. That was one thing that maybe they should have changed it to not getting the hit at all, but I'm just happy that there is a consistency now. Another thing, they're going to be adding passes. They're going to be adding crowns back to 2v2. that was a change that was brought on by you guys. I was always spamming them that for forever. I was like, this is one of the biggest things. People don't feel like 2v2 is worthy or like worthwhile. And then I told them that, and then they're like, yeah, let's make 2v2 worthwhile for the majority of players. It doesn't feel good to be grinding something and not getting crowns. So that was because of you guys as well. So I love you. I'll see you later. Keep letting me know what you guys think, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity, no matter when you're watching, no matter where you're watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your afternoon. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next challenge.